Okay, what we're going to go through is the procedure of a bolt adjustment for both the P100 and the P50 Pro-Pruners. I'll just show you on the P100. When you buy the Pro-Pruners, you get your pages of adjustments. One page has got the spare parts list and how to sharpen, and then the other page is the technique and the bolt adjustment. So if we just turn to bolt adjustment, you can do this with your own paper because it could be in a different language for you. And it shows you how to adjust the centre bolt. The centre bolt is made up of the bolt, sub washer, star washer and the nut. And on the spare parts list where it says P120 or P60, it shows you how the parts go together on the lopper head. The bolt always goes through from the straight blade side and then through the curved blade, then the washer. The sub washer is the one that locks onto the bolt, and when these are moving it swivels round on that, which takes the strain off the star washer, because the star washer is the one that's going to lock into the bolt and then lock up against the nut to stop the nut coming undone so that the adjustment stays correct. Quite simple and very effective. Now you need a hammer and a screwdriver. I use this little tool as part of my kit, but you can just use a screwdriver. I'll show you shortly. And then for the main bolt and nut you need either two 11/16 spanners or two small crescents. I'm using one of each. And for the handle bolts you need a 12mm for the nut, 13mm for the head of the bolt. So to adjust the bolt, if you have a look, you can see that the tab of the star washer, this one here, is bent up against that part of the nut. Now if it's too tight and I want to loosen it off, I'll be undoing the bolt, the nut, so it will line up with that tab. If I'm wanting to tighten it, when I turn the nut clockwise, it will align up with this tab here. So that's quite simple. When you make your adjustment, you won't be using the original one. If you're tightening it, you'll be using the next one up. So just using your screwdriver, just put it on a bit of an angle there, and then you're going to be tapping to bend that little tab out. Now you don't have to go all the way down flat. Put the spanner underneath on the head of the bolt, and then you can just see that if I make this adjustment, I'll undo it so you can see it go past. See, the corner of the nut just goes past the tab, so that's why you don't have to undo it all the way down. If I make this adjustment for it to come up to now match this next one here, I can stop doing what I'm doing and I can take the lopper and I can make the adjustment to see if that's too tight. It's a little bit tight, that's not dropping down comfortably. Alright, so the adjustment that I had was very good. So we'll just take that back again so that the two line up. And I'll just check that again, and now that's free. You can see how it's wanting to quite happily go down. So if I was pruning and I wanted to let that go and swing it around in my holster, I'm not having to do a lot of effort to do it. So quite simply now, it's just a case of making that adjustment and knocking that star washer back up again. Alright, so that's locked back up against the nut. So that's all the bolt adjustment is for the adjustment is for the centre bolt. But what we'll do is we'll just undo that completely, and I'll show you how to make the adjustments down here. Just move it out so that it goes past, which it's doing. star washer. If you're breaking off this little piece here on the star washer frequently, I can almost guarantee that you've forgotten or you've lost that and not put it on, because that one, as I said, takes the turning moment off that. If it's not there, this wants to turn and it'll break out that little piece there. So it's very important, and they are a disposable part. They don't cost very much. We try to keep the price down so that it's very easy for you to renew the parts. Right, now that you've got this separate, you can feel which one you want to adjust. So say we're going to adjust the curve. We take our 13mm spanner and we place it on the head of the bolt underneath there, and holding the bolt we undo the nut, which is according to the instructions, turning it anti-clockwise, which is this way. So just easing that around. It's about 1/4 of a turn. That's about as far as you need to go, and you'll find out that that's turning quite freely. Just to show you how, if you turn the bolt clockwise, that's now come quite loose, and I'll show you even more how that it's now quite loose. So that's what you might find. This one's okay, and you might find that this one's come loose. Not so much come loose, just the wear and tear is happening. So you put the spanner back on, you bring it round till it's firm, and that this is basically hardly movable, just perhaps a fraction more, and it just locks it. And using your spanner, hold the bolt by holding this spanner and bring the nut back tight, but only just tight. Now I'm using my hip against this handle. I'm going to stop the handle from moving, and I'm going to turn both spanners around until it just comes up nice and tight, and that's just a fraction too tight still, so we'll just turn it a bit more. What I'm doing is I'm undoing the bolt, but the nut is tightening, so the combination of the thread and the handle and the bolt and the nut are locking together, and that won't come undone, and yet that's come back nice and free. So those are the adjustments, quite simple to do. And then once you've done that, with it apart, you can take the opportunity when you're cleaning, now that it's apart, and I suggest it probably, I don't know, once a week, once a fortnight, take it apart and give it a good clean up. Sometimes fibre from the tree will get jammed in here, and it acts like a brake, won't let the lubrication get right in. So that's why it's very important to lubricate a lot, because it keeps all the muck from getting in there. So but you're given the opportunity just to clean that out of there and give it a good clean up on both sides. And also you can get at the handles a bit freer too, because you can move it out of the road and give it a good clean. So moving that back up, just check that you put the bolt, it always goes down through the straight blade. Then you put your sub washer on, then the star washer, and then the nut. Now if you were replacing the star washer, I'll put a new one on so you can see the difference. That one's going to show me exactly where it was tight. So you're putting a new one on, drop it on like that, and do the nut up. Put the spanner underneath to hold it. Because it's a new washer, and of course you may be putting a whole new bolt, I do them up tight as you can get them, just to flatten everything out, and then undo it back off again. Now I'm just going to line those two up and I'm going to see how that feels. See how it's just dropping down nicely, so I reckon that I've got that adjusted pretty good there. There it is there. Now I'm going to make the screwdriver fit underneath there. You can see I've got the screwdriver on an angle to make it drive up underneath there to tighten it. And then bang that star washer up. And it's kept its adjustment. So it's very simple to do the adjustment for the Pro-Pruners. Again, just take that one out if you need to clean it or make the adjustments here, but that's the main one to keep firm. If it's getting quite loose, try tightening that one first, just that one little movement on the star washer. If it comes right, don't worry about these ones here, because this one here is the one that's going to keep the head moving nice and close together and won't leave a little bit of feather on the bottom of the branch. So that's your main one there, and keep it well lubricated. Okay, that's exactly the same with the P50, no difference between the two loppers. Read your instructions because they will be in the language that you use for your country, Spanish, Portuguese or English. So work on that basis, read it through, understand it, and then you'll understand the video as well.